say you die when you don't dream.
Test 1 2 1 2. Okay, there we go. Good. It's supposed to be instrumentals, but it's not. I don't know why. They threw these songs in here. What's up, chat? Hope you had a good weekend, a good holiday weekend. Did my internet just go out like right when I started the stream? What a strange nuance. Can y'all hear that? Or can y'all see that? Weird. Yeah, that's strange, man. See, now I hear it echo too. Hold on, guys. Let me get my stream set up. I've got my internet people coming next week. It's weird. Like, I'm on the Wi-Fi now because it says my Wi-Fi should be better, right? So it says my Wi-Fi is running like 400 megabits upload speed. And so I'm testing it today, but whenever I plug the Ethernet cord in, even though it's maxed out at 100 megabits, I don't know what's going on there, to be honest. It's strange, dude. It really is odd. Yeah, we just want instrumentals. Instrumentals only. I don't know why this one's showing up here at all. Why does it do? All right, I'm sorry, guys. I'm coming with the music here. I'm trying to pick out some music, but I'm like, hey, I want instrumentals, and then it just does it. Whatever. How you guys doing? Yeah, it's weird. It's like as soon as I started my stream, it started to lag out, which is very odd. Could be just OBS in general. Maybe I have to like mess with my live stream settings, but we should be good. Yeah, you can see Nvidia actually gapping down a little bit today, but not as bad as it could be, I think. Like, here's the previous closing price up here. If we look at like the NASDAQ, Bitcoin down a little bit this morning. Maybe put up the NQ here. The NQ slightly green, honestly. I didn't even realize. I thought we were kind of red today. Well, we're basically completely flat right here on the NASDAQ. Basically completely flat. Yeah, we got Nvidia up. What else could we put up? We could put Apple. Apple slightly green. Amazon, let's take a look. Amazon up a lot today too at 210s right now. Yeah, the jobs report's not today. It's the jobs report week. So the jobs report is Friday. So we're just kind of talking about all that this morning. But yeah, the jobs report's not this morning. Yeah, so I'm updating to 2.5 gigs. I'm not sure when that's gonna be. They're supposed to come out in like a week or two to set that up. Yeah. Yeah, so today we have the ISM manufacturing PMI. So you could call that the jobs report, but it's not. The real jobs report is this Friday. But today we have ISM manufacturing PMI at 10 a.m. Tomorrow we got the JOLTS report. We also have Jerome Powell press conference tomorrow. We also have non-farm employment change data on Wednesday. On Thursday, we got jobless claims, unemployment filings. And then on Friday, we've got non-farm payrolls and unemployment. So we got a whole gang of economic releases today, or the whole gang of economic releases this week. Every day we got something going on, which is great for the channel, of course. I'm excited about it. And yeah, we'll see if we can keep pushing. Amazon's up there big. Anything else you guys want to see? Let me know if you like I'm kind of lagging a little bit on my computer. There we go. That's a little bit better. I'm gonna exit out of some stuff. Tesla up this morning. Let me exit out of some stuff. I might have to exit out of Discord for now and just use Yeah, I'm lagging. Dude, what is up? Like, I don't know if it's OBS or if it's just my internet. Like, my Wi-Fi should be pretty good. Like, when I tested it, it said 300 megabits a second upload speed, which is crazy good upload speed. Okay, it's lagging. All right, well, oh man. Wait. Yeah, so I had my cable guy also updated, so I'm doing direct. I just re-plugged it in, so it's gonna pivot from Wi-Fi to direct to cable modem. Yeah, I can see it lagging a little bit. Even on my live streaming thing, it says it's lagging. So there we go. So I just plugged in my Ethernet cord, and it says it's better now. Either way, we'll just have to use a direct connection, which is very strange because, like, if I take my Wi-Fi, it says my Wi-Fi runs at 300 megabits per second upload speed, right? Which is what I'm paying for. Really, I'm paying for more than that, but that's what I'm paying for, right? But but for whatever reason, even though it says I'm getting lesser upload speed, a direct connection still is better and typically shows like a better thing. Yeah, so we're connected, right? We should be good. Everything shows smooth on my stream. There we go. Now we're direct connected. All right. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we're good. Again, the NASDAQ here. NASDAQ's up to over 21,000. Tesla. A lot of people talking about Tesla. Tesla gapping up to 350s this morning as well. Yeah, I've restarted the router. That was like my first step, but it'll be all right. Like I said, in a couple weeks, I'm getting a new modem, a new upgraded everything, so it'll be fine. This is plugged directly into my on this setting. We're plugged directly into my modem, Ethernet cord wise, so it should be fine. Yeah, so I'm looking up some of this news here. Airbus delivered about 80 aircrafts in November. I wonder if that's going to have implications for Boeing here. But talking about some of these big stories today. MicroStrategy chair tells Microsoft that Bitcoin is the best asset you can own. So Michael Saylor talking to Microsoft. I'm looking up some other news here. I don't see anything else really. Bitcoin down a little bit this morning. If we look at Bitcoin price, Bitcoin's down to 96K. So it did fall down a little bit. We did get that weekend push, which is what I thought we would get. Oh, can y'all not hear the music? Oh, my bad. I'm out here rocking out to music. Sorry, guys. Bitcoin came back down to 50K. I don't know, man. I'm okay with Bitcoin. I think it still will maybe make another test for 100K. I think 100K is like a magnet, and everybody's watching for that. Everybody's waiting for that. The real question is, when does it actually happen? Who freaking knows, man? I hope it happens soon. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think honestly, my computer's getting a little old. That's the only thing I can think of is that, like, so there has to be, I don't know any other reason that my Wi-Fi would be a higher megabits per second than my straight to Ethernet connection. No idea why that would be the case. But in this specific setting, like I said, it's going direct to my modem. But when I do a speed test, it says my upload speed for my Wi-Fi is like 300 megabits. And when I plug it directly to Ethernet, it says it's 100 max. It's like 95, 100, which is fine, right? Like to live stream like this, you need like 20. So you don't really need the extra. But it's just odd that my Wi-Fi would be. And the only thing that could mean is that maybe it's my port settings. Maybe my Ethernet, internet drivers need updates or something. But it's probably time for me to buy a new PC myself. Get the best internet, Yeah, but I feel like, this is an Alienware like R13 or something like that. Like this thing should handle as much Ethernet as it can give. And so, yeah, it's very unlikely. It's very strange. Like this seems to happen pretty regularly where like I buy a computer. The first few years as I buy the computer, right? Like my internet's fine. My internet, I remember this one ran 1,000 megabits, right? It was fine. The computer was fine, right? After using it for a few years, eventually the Ethernet connections go down. I don't know if it's planned obsolescence by these computer manufacturers where they just want people to buy newer and better. And so they kind of have some things that come out that plan them to basically decrease the internet speed over time. So you'll buy a new one, but it's just odd. It's strange. I've got a Cat 6. So your Wi-Fi at 300 is faster than your Ethernet cable, 100%. But what's also very odd is if you saw me when I started the stream this morning, that was on my what's supposed to be 300 megabits per second Wi-Fi, right? And so when I start the live stream, the stream is more stable with a direct to Ethernet connection, even though the direct to Ethernet connection is technically lower than the Wi-Fi speed. And so it's very strange, right? You would assume the higher speed would give you a more stable internet connection, but that's not the case. The direct to Ethernet connection, even though it's lower, gives me a much more stable stream, as you can see right now, right? So it's strange. No, it's a Cat 6 at least. Yeah. Could be planned obsolescence. I don't freaking know, man. This is a fiber optic company too, so who freaking knows. Anyways, Tesla up to 253. Is there some news on Tesla to justify this move up today? Let's see. All right, so a big price target boost is what happened with Tesla specifically here. So Stifel raises price target on Tesla from $411 to $287. Oh, to $411 from $287 a share. If you have multiple Ethernet ports, try another one. I could try another one. Let me see. I don't think that's gonna affect it though. Nope, just one. We just have one on the computer. If you're talking about the oh, this is like $75 a month, no contract. So this is cheap anyway, But yeah, Tesla got a big upgrade. If you see the Stifel raised the price target on Tesla to $411 from $287. So Tesla has done a big upgrade, which is good. Anything other? Let me see some other big news today. Some other stuff the markets are talking about this morning. So we had a record close. Best month of 2024 was November. The S&P posted a record closing high on Friday to cap off its best month of the year as the U.S. stock market extended a post-election rally So as the index set a new all-time high on Friday, the relative strength index recorded a comparatively lower high to create a bearish divergence. A chart signal indicates slowing buying momentum. During pullbacks, investors should watch for big support levels on the S&P. So if we look at the S&P 500 here, we can look at some big levels. I would say I like to put up like a 20-day chart, and I think we have this 60-20 level. I think we got 58.60 right here, and I think most people see this 58.60, 58.70 level. A lot of people are watching this specific level right here. You know, anywhere between 55 and 65, I would say. So yeah, a lot of people are watching this level here. I think we got to watch this level up here at around 60.20 for a shorter term pullback, maybe, depending on where we open up today. Oh my gosh, bro, it's supposed to be freaking instrumentals, but for whatever reason, it's just glitching out today. Here, I'll post my own stuff. All right, so we'll hit that at 5700s. You know what's funny? Is that we're in sub-only mode on my channel, right? So if you're able to vote, you have to be subscribed, you know? And so hit the like button, guys. Do it now. I appreciate it. Nvidia is still red on the day, though. And again, S&P 500, we're watching for that. Strongest month in a long time. Is it the strongest month ever that we've had, or is it different? Best month of the year, at least. Okay, index gained almost 6% in November, finishing the month at over $6,000. People are still worried about tariffs. Some people say they see a rising wedge pattern on the S&P. A lot of people were worried about the relative strength index made a comparatively lower high. Bearish divergence on the RSI. A lot of people were worried about that. But overall, November was the strongest month of the year so far for the S&P 500. And here's the NASDAQ. NASDAQ doing pretty strong as well, sitting just at 21,000, exactly at 21K. I'm wondering if this is going to build some support. Again, we also have Tesla doing some things this morning, up to 350s. So that's doing okay. We'll see if that continues or holds or whatever. I'm looking up some news here. So Tesla also put out their new FSD software. They put an update to it. So it says Tesla's pure AI-based self-driving uses cameras and end-to-end neural networks and is a critical part of Cybercab's business. Gengaro wrote in a note to clients. He said, quote, "We believe Elon's role in the new administration could accelerate regulatory approvals like paving the path for Tesla's FSD." And so that's one of the reasons Tesla is now up decently this morning. Oh yeah, no, we're using the right port for it. I'm not sure why it's, you know, tanking or whatever, but it's fine. Palantir. Yeah, looking at Palantir here. Palantir's a big story too today. Palantir at 6730s. So it's doing some stuff too. Company has a PE ratio of 520 minus 527. That means you probably did something wrong when you calculated it. Taiwan Semiconductors. Yeah, they're up pretty big too. If you look at TSM here, Palantir up to almost 70. Here's TSM up to 189s. So they're making moves as well. Nvidia is still slightly red, but Taiwan Semiconductors up. Yeah, so again, we got a whole gang of stuff to report today. We got ISM PMI data 10 a.m. today. Jolt's job report tomorrow 10 a.m. Jerome Powell speaking on Tuesday at 1:45 p.m. Non-farm payrolls, unemployment Friday. We got jobless claims unemployment on Thursday. We got non-farm employment change data on Wednesday. And a bunch of other stuff. I think services PMI as well on Wednesday. So we really do have like big stuff almost every day. Today's probably the slowest, but it's still not slow, if that makes sense, right? So today's probably the slowest, but it's still not slow. Like today we have ISM PMI. Yeah, they're losing money is most likely what it means. So, or you did something wrong when you calculated it. All right, so yeah, Tesla rolled out its new FSD. BlackRock near a deal to buy private credit manager HPS, according to a report. So BLK is nearing a deal to buy private credit manager HPS, according to a report. So they're coming close to acquire New York investment manager HPS Investment Partners for about $12 billion. This would be a deal that would give it a leading position in a $1.6 trillion private credit market. They've agreed on the rough parameters of the cash and shares deal, and they could make an announcement this week if they get that done. Look at Nvidia shoot up. So Nvidia making a push here. This is probably going to drag the NASDAQ up with it as well. Look at the NASDAQ. NASDAQ moving up, breaking highs of pre-market just now. Nvidia at 138. Nvidia at 138. Also, we're going to lock ourselves out of Top Step today. So we're going to lock ourselves out to Top Step until we get closer to the open. That's what we've been doing every day now. Since the open, we've been just kind of pushing ourselves to, wait. And honestly, we've been doing really, really well. We've had some small wins last week. So some slow and steady gains last week in this account. So we're doing all right. We're doing okay. So you can kind of see we had a small gain on our actual funded account last week. We made about $300, 67%, 66% accuracy. A little bit, could have done a little bit better win-loss ratio. Profit factor of 1.28 to 1. Most profitable day was Wednesday. Worst trade was $95. You can see our graph here. So we did okay. So we're gonna, and again, we did that mostly through locking ourselves out. And I think that's a really powerful thing. So we're gonna lock ourselves out until later on this morning, and we'll just day trade our stock account if we need to leading up to that. So I'm gonna set a personal lockout. I'm gonna lock it out specifically up until we'll lock ourselves out until 8:15 a.m. market time. So about an hour and 6 minutes is when we're gonna lock ourselves out on this account. So about an hour and 6 minute lockout. And this is really nice because this allows me to protect my trade. Like my trading, honestly, last week shows is pretty profitable, right? Like I just have to be able to limit my trades early in pre-market. I typically do much better after the opening bell. The trends are more predictable. They're easier to predict. Everything's smoother after the bell. And so if I could lock myself out until 8:15 my time, so we are locked out for the next hour basically. And I think that's the right move, right? I think that's the good move. And again, if you want to check out Top Step's funded account program, no PDT run futures. You can day trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, the Dow, the Russell, gold, currencies, very similar to blue chip stock patterns. It's the single best way to test your skill, and if you're good enough to make money, you can. If you're not good enough, you only lose the monthly subscription. So it's really the best way to get started in day trading, especially futures. It's limited risk, tons of rewards if you can pass the test, and even if you don't pass the test, it's usually a good learning experience. If you want to check it out, here's the link. They are an affiliate of mine, so I'm biased, of course, but check it out. MicroStrategy acquired almost $15.5 billion. No, I didn't see the game. All right, so again, look at the NASDAQ pump here, guys. I'm wondering if this is Tesla driven. It's not Tesla. Look at the NASDAQ break highs again. So NASDAQ up to 21,022. 21,022. I'm gonna put these charts up like right here so we can watch all three of them. And then I'll probably put the NASDAQ up here. You know, we made some money on micro Bitcoin last week too. So we did make some money on micro Bitcoin last week, which is interesting. Yeah, look at the NASDAQ pump right now, guys. Wow. We save this layout. All right, so let me exit out of this and this and this. And we will save this. All right. So again, here's the NASDAQ pumping up right now, guys. Look at this. So this is the NQ futures contract, kind of the broad market. We got Tesla, Nvidia. What else is running today? NASDAQ up to over 21,000 this morning. Kind of crazy. How much do you have to pay for that internet speed? I pay about $75 a month. I'm upgrading to 2.5 gigs though. It's only like 110 bucks too, so it's pretty solid. I have a green screen. Somebody's asking what I use for my background. I have a green screen that I use. Crazy, I have 500 gigs, and that is $50. I seriously doubt, Rob, that you have 500 gigs. My guess is you have 500 megabits per second is probably what you have, right? Like nobody has 500 gigs, brother, and it's certainly not $50 if you do. So I think you're misunderstanding. A gig is 1,000 megabits. So what you would have there most likely is half a gig, Rob. Just so you can kind of understand like what we mean by that, right? I don't think 500 gigs exists right now. Yeah, the max right now is 10 gigs, so you probably have half a gig. And so my new speed that I'm getting in a week is 2.5 gigs, so it would be 2,500 megabits per second versus what you have, which is 500 megabits, if that makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, 500 gigs. 500 megabits is probably what it is, yeah, for sure. 5 gigs is great, 5,000 megabits. Nvidia at 138. Yeah, currently I have about 100 megabits. And that runs smooth if I have a direct connection here. I wish I had 500 gigs, bro. Imagine that. That's something, we're not going to have that for at least another, like, I would say like 5 years. 5 to 10 years we'll have that much internet power, but not yet. Yeah. I think I probably need, for my computer, I need to clear out some space, I'm thinking here. I'm gonna have to take some time and clear out some space here. I got so much crap. Oh wait, sorry, I'm looking up this post here. Sorry, I accidentally clicked some random post here. I don't know who that was. I need to make it so it opens up images. Not on y'all's end though. I'm just kind of deleting stuff. I accidentally clicked whatever that was. Nvidia XX. All right. The guy has NASA internet connection speeds. Yeah, I haven't heard back from the guy yet. You know, the guy that said he had 500 gigs. Thanks for another data release. Just gonna leave a few nonsense comments to stimulate the algorithms. Hey, what's up, Jonathan? Thanks, bro. What do you think? Tesla can go to 1,000 per share? I mean, maybe. I think here's the thing, right? I think FSD is the future, and I think if Tesla stays in the front of FSD, it can do big things, right? I think that's possible for sure, but it's whether that's going to happen is certainly kind of debatable. I think that if Tesla stays in the front of on the front of the FSD technology, that's the future, and I think the future of driving is cars driving themselves, and so. Yeah, we got, like I said, we got here we have I've got like 100 megabits. Hey, if I use my Wi-Fi, I have like 300 megabits, which is strange, but my Wi-Fi internet is much more unstable. All right, guys, bear with me here. I might have to change some settings here, so I don't know if OBS is going to change the screen that it shows up on. But just bear with me. We're going to play with it here. Okay, so it already says this is my main display. I wonder why. Application's still open there. Let me try opening up something else. Yeah, see? Why is it opening up on that screen? That's not the screen I want. Alright, now we tried it. Okay, there we go. Alright, now we got it where it opens up on this screen. Good. I don't know why I did that for a second. Okay. For whatever reason. I recently updated to... okay, we're good now. But yeah, ISM PMI data is kind of a big release. We'll see if we get anything good. Let me know if you guys see any good trades. NASDAQ pumping up, SPY's pushing up, Tesla's pushing up this morning, Nvidia just under the previous closing price. So I'm wondering if Nvidia is going to reject here or not. Genuinely curious if Nvidia is going to fall down here or not. $500 trillion, gazillion, bazillion terabits. Yeah, y'all, I mean, you always ask me about these super political stuff. I'm not going to comment on the pardon news. I'm just not going to comment on it. It just doesn't need to. Again, it's not really market related. I don't think it impacts the market at all. super micro semiconductors. Let's take a look at this, right? Super micro semiconductors has fallen down a little bit now from back down to 32s here. I'm curious. Look, so here's the previous close, right around the previous close. I wonder if that's going to hold down here too. Use a landline only. I'm on a landline. If Jones beats Alex Pereira and Aspinall both, I will super chat $1,000. I think he'll probably lose to Aspinall. I think people are underestimating a couple things here, right? Like I think this is the issue, right? And this is probably why Jones doesn't want to fight Tom. The issue with John Jones and Tom Aspinall is that one of the reasons Jones did so well at light heavyweight, and you see this very clearly, but one of the reasons Jones did so well is because he was bigger than his opponents. He was taller, he was longer, right? And so it's one of the reasons when he fought prime Alexander Gustafsson, a lot of people thought he lost that fight, right? He certainly didn't dominate Alexander Gustafsson when they fought the first time, when Alex G was in his prime. Right, the second time he fought, Alex was old and kind of hurt, and his chin was gone, and so he just didn't have any longevity in the fight game. He kind of weathered out of there. But the first time they fought, it was very close, right? So one of the reasons John did so well is because of his size. He had the reach on everybody. He was taller than everybody. He could find openings versus everybody else, right? And so the reason John is scared of heavyweights to a certain extent is because a lot of them are the same size, including Tom Aspinall. Like Tom Aspinall is the same size as Jones. It's also one of the reasons, or a little bit larger than Jones, believe it or not. It's also one of the reasons John Jones wants to fight Alex Pereira. Why? Because he's bigger than Alex Pereira, and he wants to have that size advantage. Now, I don't think he needs to fight any of them. If I was Jones, I would just retire because, you know, like, he doesn't need to prove anything else. If he retires right now, he's going to be the greatest of all time, regardless of anything. And so I understand him not wanting to risk his legacy, but I think if that's the case, he shouldn't fight anybody. Because if he doesn't fight Tom and he tries to handpick an easier opponent, it's going to hurt his legacy. And I think, you know, and they'd use the thing of, oh, Tom won't get any. Tom doesn't have any interest. I think the Tom Aspinall fight would be one of the biggest fights in the UFC if they do it. It'll be one of the biggest UFC fights of all time. I don't think many people want to see Alex Pereira, so I think the Tom Aspinall fight versus Jones is a much, much bigger fight than John gives it credit for, you know, because John doesn't want to fight Tom. And I think that's one of the things that, you know, people are PO'd at John for. All right, guys. Anyway, Super Micro at 32s. Right now, 32s. Nvidia at 138s. Nvidia at 138s. We'll see if that holds. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a little bit of Dunning-Kruger effect, Sam. You know? Alright, chat. It's time. Do we have it in sub-only mode? I think we do, right? Y'all hit that subscribe button. Again, thank you so much for helping me break 150,000 subscribers. We did that. I appreciate that. That's fun. Anyways, NASDAQ dipped down onto this big level here. I still think we're above this big milestone level. Like, I think this level's pretty big here. And I think we should pay attention to it right here. I think this is a big level. The 21,000 level. First level over 20K. You know, I think this level we could probably lower it to like right here. And I think that's a pretty good spot. That's like the support level that we're showing here. Again, when we look at Nvidia, Supermicro Semiconductors looking weak. I might just put 2 charts up here, Tesla and maybe Nvidia here. If y'all see anything else moving, let me know. We're trying to cover everything else as well here, but Nvidia slightly red on the day, slightly red. Not really super deeply red though. All right, so again, Tesla stock rises ahead of FSD update and price target raise. Who did it? So Roth upgraded Tesla to a buy from a neutral, and the price target is now 380. We also had another upgrade for Tesla. Stifel raised the price target to 411 from 287. So multiple investment analysts have raised the price target on Tesla after the FSD upgrade. And so that's one of the reasons Tesla, you can see on the top chart, top right, is up to 350s right now, 350s. We'll see if that continues. Yeah. GameStop? Where's GameStop at? GameStop fell all the way down under 30 though. It went over 30s for a second. I think a lot of people were watching GameStop. But I'm curious to see GameStop's audience here. I really am. I'm curious to see what GameStop's audience is. Yeah, I'm trying to look to see what we got. So again, this week we got a whole bunch of stuff. S&P manufacturing data at 10. We got the base S&P manufacturing PMI at 945 too, though. We got the JOLTS report tomorrow. We got ADP non-farm employment, ISM manufacturing PMI on Wednesday. Jobless claims Thursday. Trade deficit data Thursday. Friday's the big day with non-farm payrolls and unemployment. Next week we got CPI coming out. So next week we do have CPI. We got CPI data, PPI data. Yeah, I think the week after that we got like economic stuff. Let me see. And then we do have Jerome Powell speaking again today, or tomorrow. I mean, you love an old Jerome Powell meeting. 1:45 Wednesday. I'm sorry, I got my time wrong on this report. So it should be Wednesday is when we have Jerome Powell. Okay, gotcha. So Jerome Powell is going to be on Wednesday this week, not Tuesday. Let me update that. I'm trying to see when the Fed meeting is too. Okay, so we got the FOMC meeting on Wednesday, the 18th. That should be big too. All right, so we got this dip here. I'm kind of interested in buying this dip. See if I can get anything good. Let's see. Also, if you want to day trade with me, we're going to be day trading on Top Step this morning. So we just kind of got to wait for them to open up a little bit. Palantir? No, we don't have anything out at 8:30 today. So nothing out at 8:30. We have ISM manufacturing PMI data at 10. And so look at this bounce level right here on the NASDAQ. We're looking at this. We got to look at the high of the day here too. Let me put a horizontal array up right there. All right, so we're looking at that high level up there too. It's the new high of the day. I'm watching Nvidia closely also because like Nvidia is what's going to help the NASDAQ push up. So Nvidia's got to get over this level. You can kind of see the previous closing price and how we rejected literally directly off of it. So we literally rejected directly off of the previous close. So we'll see what we get. Yeah, so we're starting to bounce again. We got ISM manufacturing PMI at 10 today, so stick around. We do have that stuff coming out. Oof, my coffee is way too strong, dude. Ugh. It's so strong, man. Oh man, it's way too strong, dude. All right, so watch Nvidia. Again, the other stories of the day that we haven't talked about yet. Let me see. Let me find it. A lot of people are worried about the jobs report. So I'm looking at a Market Watch article here. And the Market Watch article basically shows a lot of people are worried about this job report, right? So they're basically saying this here. They're saying that the November payrolls could, quote, end up being critical to this data-dependent Fed, according to an economist. Now, this is a little vague, I think, but a lot of people are saying... So Brent Shute, Chief Investment Officer at Northwest Mutual Wealth Management Company, says, quote, I think the market would like to see something positive, but not too positive when it comes to Friday's job numbers. Again, this week's labor market data, including November jobs report on Friday, are going to have big implications for the Federal Reserve interest rate cut plans, and that in turn will matter very much to stock market investors, bond traders, and such. They also said, quote, Shute also said, quote, if it's incredibly positive, then that raises questions about whether the Fed will actually cut rates. 100% agree, right? So basically what they're saying is that on Friday, if the labor market data, the payroll report is really what it is. Unemployment's important, but the payroll number is going to be more important to watchers. Right now, you can kind of see we've got a 65% chance that we're going to cut rates 25 basis points. So another 25 basis point cut in December. Is what they think right now. But if payroll numbers come really, really strong economics wise, like the economy shows strong numbers for payrolls and unemployment, if unemployment shows up low and these numbers show up, payroll numbers show up hot, they might not cut rates at all. They might pause because it's not a super unlikely chance, like a 35-40% chance. It's not nothing, right? Like there's a chance they might pause if these labor market numbers show really strong activity on Friday. And Friday, we're going to cover it all live right here on YouTube like we always do. Yeah, it's today's coffee. It's just super freaking strong. What do you guys think they'll do on Friday? What do you guys think they'll do on Friday? Do you think they'll pause? Do you think they cut? What do you guys think? Do you think, I think they're still going to do a 25 basis point cut. I think they're pretty dead set on a 25 cut. But I don't think it's 100% like has to happen. I think anything can freaking happen. So I think a lot of it's going to depend on what the numbers show on Friday, right? And not just Friday, right? Like we have Jerome Powell on Wednesday. We also have the JOLTS report tomorrow, right? So the JOLTS job opening report's not a small report. Like that report tomorrow should influence things heavily. And I don't know how much, but it should make some moves in markets, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, let me change this song. It's a little bit too friendly. There we go. Cut. Having an investor mindset is wild because a lot of people have no idea what I'm talking about. Yeah, people are emotional though about everything. So like, people are really emotional about freaking everything when it comes to stocks. Like I see so many people get so weird with me about everything. Just people just get emotional about a lot of ego, I guess is the easiest way to put it, floating around here, you know. Still bull flag Target. I'm in Target still. I'm very green on Target, man. Yeah, my average price on Target's 1.21. So I'm very, very green on it. We've already made a bunch on this already, you know. And we're a little red on the last Bitcoin holdings that we have, but we've already taken a lot of this off so far. So it doesn't matter really too much there. All right, guys. Let's see. What is November 25th? Okay. $19. Yeah, again, we're going to be day trading the market later on this morning. We just locked ourselves out until the open. So we'll do a dedicated stream for that when we open up. Are we buying Intel again? I don't know about Intel. Yeah, I really don't know. Intel's shooting up, though. I mean, Intel, again, Intel, there's too much unknown. It's still a big company, obviously, but there's too much unknown. Cut, do a poll? Yeah, so I probably should end this poll. So do we cut or pause? Okay. Does the Fed cut or pause rates this month? Cut. Pause. And then we'll give another one, I don't know, / see results. Alright, so vote on that poll. Yeah, Intel is up big. Let me see if we got some news for Intel dropping right now. Let me see. All right, so Intel CEO Gelsinger retires. So Intel has announced the retirement of CEO Pat Gelsinger. And Intel investors like it too. Look at Intel. So here's Intel on the bottom right. It's gapping up. They apparently didn't like your boy here, and you know, yeah, now it's gapping up significantly. So again, we'll see what happens, chat. We'll see what happens, but we're gapping up some. Also, again, if you haven't already, check out Top Step. We are going to day trade. We're going to do a full dedicated day trading stream like we always do. Yeah, the CEO did leave. Well, he retired, you know, so I think that's a little bit different than he just straight up left. He retired, you know, which to be fair, it is what it is. Like, it happens. Yeah, so we do have ISM manufacturing PMI data release as well here. So just understand, we do have ISM data coming out later. All right, chat. Whew. Let's see. Yeah, so again, we've locked ourselves out. Intel's gapping up. I'm trying to see if we got any other stocks. Bitcoin seems to be rising this morning as well. So check out Bitcoin's rise here. Here's Bitcoin. Bitcoin back up to almost 97,000. Almost 97,000. We might try day trading Bitcoin futures. We did do that a little bit last week. We made a good bit of money doing that. So trading micro Bitcoin futures on Top Step. So we made some good money doing it. I have to go see exactly how much. But we did make some money. So we do have ISM manufacturing data. All right, so Bitcoin update. Let me catch back up on the chat. So we got our pre-market stuff coming out the way. All right, so we're dipping down a little bit under that $21,000 level in the NASDAQ. Let's watch 21K. I think 21K is a big spot. After the Fed takes action based on data, it gets revised to indicate the opposite. Sometimes. I think Bitcoin correction started. Maybe. I think Bitcoin's got to... I'm not going to say it has to because nothing has to happen. I think Bitcoin really, really wants to break 100,000. Not just in futures, but in the actual spot Bitcoin. I think it wants to break 100K. What's up, Lolo? What's up, Adam? What's up, Ash? Yeah. I think Intel CEO retired. Yeah, for sure. No, I'm still in BITO, but I exited. So I ended up having 400 shares of BITO. I now only have 125 shares. So I'm still green in my total position list. It's just, I ended up scaling out of most of it. So I'm only holding a much smaller piece now. Much smaller piece. Intel with a big pullback just now. Look at this dip on Intel. Wow. I don't know if this is news related or what. But I guess this probably is not news related. This is probably just a move. Potential here. There we go. Yeah, Thanksgiving was good. We had 2 Thanksgivings here. We had one Wednesday or Thursday and Friday. So yeah, makes sense. They seem to run together. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with BITO. I'll probably sit in it. But it depends, right? It really does. It depends. Man, I told you my coffee's so freaking strong today. Like, so strong, man. Whew. Whew. I should have hit the bold button, dude. It's way too strong right now. It's hard for me to drink it. It's very rare. I don't drink at least half of this coffee. Whew. So strong. If I was gonna buy Intel, I would have already bought it up. I don't think I'm gonna buy it up here. It's just up too much. All right, so looking at our poll numbers here, we asked people if they thought the Fed was going to cut or pause. 43% think they're going to cut rates. I agree. I think we're going to cut. I don't think we're going to pause. I don't think it's super predictable, though. I think it's probably like I think there's more probability that we're going to cut right now. It's 65-35, right? So 65% chance of a cut, 35% chance of a pause. And these analysts that are making these probabilities know what they're talking about. I think that's why when I see people bet against these analysts, I kind of look at them. I'm not going to say I look at them at lesser, but I look at them like they don't know what they're talking about because they're betting against people who have much better data and information than we do. But I think it's also very possible that after this Friday, as well as tomorrow we got the JOLTS job report. I think it's very possible after tomorrow, if like the JOLTS numbers show super strong jobs, or if the JOLTS numbers show super weak jobs, that these percentages might change a little bit. And so I think that's something that you want to pay attention to. And as always, like I always do, we're going to cover all of this live. So we'll watch it and then we'll look at the percentages to see if they change. So subscribe if you haven't yet. But yeah, add some water to it. I probably freaking need to. I've got a stevia cola I could also drink right here as well. So we'll see, dude. We'll see. All right, Nvidia kind of retracing a little bit now too. Let me put Nvidia back up. I don't know if Nvidia's following it or what, but look at Nvidia here. Maybe I got a 1 minute shut up. Look at this candle right here on Nvidia. So Nvidia looking a little stronger. I'm thinking we might get some strength sometime soon here, but who knows? Looks like coffee paste. Why? It's just. I got a glass jar here, so. But that's my coffee. It's just too strong, bro. It's way too strong. Hey, nice pawn. Honestly, dude, I recommend everybody listen. There was a period of time where I thought I was good trading pre-market. Right? There was a period of time where I thought I was killing it in pre-market. I thought I was doing things in pre-market. Come to find out, I'm not. And I do much, just at least for me specifically, I typically do much better after the opening bell, right? Like if I have, let me see what my actual stats were last week. I'm pretty sure my stats were good. They're like really solid. You know, leading into it though. I'm pretty sure we had some good stats leading into it. Yeah. Let me see. And then we got our day trading stream ready. Yeah, I gotta look at my stats here. Hold on, chat. We do have ISM manufacturing PMI. I should probably put up there. Get that out of the way. 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 Yeah, I'm gonna look at my all right, chat. Bear with me here. So we'll cut that. We'll cut that. We are going to be live day trading NASDAQ futures a little bit later today. Alright, so we got that done. Alright, so let me look at my top step stats here. We are bouncing back. Look at us bounce back. I'm not going to say it's following to a T where my support levels were. But look at this. Let me see what my stats were last week after I started locking myself out before the opening bell. Yeah, so again, once I started locking myself out towards the opening bell, my win rate was very high. Very, very high. And it was a quiet week. But we won. We didn't have a losing day last week, I don't think here. Not from my stats. Thursday, the market was closed. Friday, we made money. Wednesday, we made money. Tuesday, we made money. I'm trying to see what happened on Monday. I might not have traded this account on Monday. But yeah, every day of the week, we made money. We didn't lose one day last week. So, that's good. And that's since I started locking myself out. And we'll see if that continues. I'm not going to say it will. I hope it does. We'll have to wait and see. And look at that resistance level. So these support and resistance levels we've drawn have been working fairly well. Nvidia bouncing right at that 200 exponential moving average. Yeah, pre-market is good for watching. Yeah. And again, it kind of just shows how powerful, like, the lockout feature of Top Step X is. Like, you need something like that. I personally do. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about the political stuff today. Chainlink. How about Supermicro Semiconductor stock? I think Supermicro Semiconductors is just hella risky. It's up big, it's down big. I think a lot of people are gambling on it and they want to get rich and they've seen big gains from it, and so they want to make big gains from it. But I think it's one of the more risky but higher reward potential AI related, microchip stock related companies. I think it's just it's super risky. It's something where before they had their big downfall where they fell from like 50 to 30s to 20s to 10s to teens, before they had that, I was telling people it was risky. People would ask me about it. I would say, hey, Supermicro Semiconductors, a little bit too high risk for me. And it turns out I was right, because this thing ended up dumping down to like $18 a share for Supermicro Semiconductors. Now it's back up to 35 now, but I don't think the risk outweighs the reward for me personally. I think there's easier money to be made in markets without this much crazy amount of risks here. Like if you look up a 90-day chart, they've had a lot of bad fundamental news for the company as well. They had trouble finding an auditor, and then they found an auditor. And so like this is a bad long-term chart. And this is looking back since August. So this is a bad chart since August. I'm not really interested in playing this. Like, let me get out the way for a second. Like if you look down here, right, like this is a rough August chart right here. Like this is not my favorite chart to look at. It's definitely not something I want to necessarily like invest in down here. That's just a rough looking, chart. So yeah, it's just like Supermicro is great. I'm not hating on you if you bought it. It's big risk, big reward. Like if you've got the cojones in which you want to take some positions there, like do your thing. I'm not mad at you for it. Take your risks. I'm okay with it. Just be careful and understand, like you could lose a lot of money on Supermicro Semiconductors. So just only invest what you're okay with losing, because losing is a possibility. That's all I'm going to say. And I hope you guys kill it. I hope you guys make some money. It's not like I want you guys to fail regarding Supermicro Semiconductors. It's just a little bit too risky for me. It's a little bit too risk on for me here personally. But hey, maybe it does some big things. I don't know. Yeah, so time will tell. We'll wait and see. We're sitting here quietly waiting for something to happen here in markets. We're gonna be day trading on our day trading stream today, of course, like we always do. We got ISM manufacturing PMI data at 10 a.m. That'll be fun. We're gonna cover that too when it goes live. And if you want to get ready to join the second stream we got, here's the link. We're going to do 2 streams today, one for day trading and ISM data, one for pre-market prep stuff. So there's the link for the PMI stream if you want to join the wait list. We already got a bunch of people waiting, so that's cool. Big pullback here. Yeah, the Nasdaq's so quiet today too. So the Nasdaq's so quiet. Yeah, let's look at Nvidia. Nvidia's leading the market some too here. There's Nvidia up there too at 137s, 138s. Thoughts on Reddit? I tend to like Reddit as a company, but I also think that it's pretty highly valued. Like the valuation's kind of high. What's the PE ratio on Reddit? Maybe it's not as bad as I think it is. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, this thing is up so much at 140s, and I think it's a hard business to make money in. I'm asking AI this. So it says the PE ratio for Reddit is currently about 164. That's kind of high, right? So it's up way too much versus the money it makes is the problem with Reddit. It's kind of like it's up a lot on kind of like trader and investor interest, but the PE ratio is too high, way too high. You know, the trailing 12-month PE ratio is freaking 160 something. That's really high. That's not something that I'm not buying Reddit. I'll put it that way. Does the SOM rule update today? The SOM rule updates on Friday after unemployment comes out. Mostly just Bitcoin Pew. Based on technicals and earnings. What is Reddit? Well, no, it's not based on earnings, because the move up, I mean, the move up's not based on earnings. The move up is certainly not earnings related, because the PE ratio looks at earnings, right? Like that's what the E in PE stands for, is earnings. It stands for price to earnings ratio, right? So the price to earnings ratio shows that it's overpriced currently. A good PE ratio is like 15. Reddit's PE ratio, price to earnings, is like 164. And so very, very high versus how much it makes. But again, it's technicals. It's purely up on technicals. Oh, Dell. Okay, gotcha. My bad. Yeah, I thought you were talking about Reddit. Dell, maybe. I like Dell as a company. I think Dell computers are solid too. So it looks like my internet's pretty stable if I just plug it directly into my Ethernet cord, huh? That's good. Seems to be pretty stable. All right, so there's 8 a.m. chat. There's 8 a.m. We'll see what we get moving forward today. But, yeah. Oh, I thought it was today. No, so today nothing really happened. We don't. The only data we have today is ISM manufacturing PMI data. So we do have that today, but outside of that, it's kind of quiet. And we're gonna cover ISM data like we always do. All right, guys, the micro NASDAQ currently at these highs up here. Look at the NASDAQ push up towards highs of the day, right at 8 a.m. Hardwire will be more stable. Do you guys have any recommendations for laptops under 200? No. Under $200, sir? I mean, I'm not judging, but $200, bro? You're trying to get a laptop? I mean, you're trading wise. I would. The only recommendation I would have, regardless of the laptop you would use, is go with a web-based trading platform and have good internet to compensate for it. Right? If you try to download a software on a $200 laptop, it's probably not going to do what you want it to do. So web-based is the way to go if you don't have that much money, personally. But y'all might have some better advice. But no, ISM data comes out in 45 minutes to an hour. The regular manufacturing PMI drops at 9:45. The big one is ISM data at 10, though. So we got like regular PMI data at 9:45, but we're going to cover that too. But the big one's ISM data at 10. Hamster wheel laptops, hamster core. Hamster flex laptops. All right, guys. Dude, my coffee is so strong, it's almost too much, dude. I can't even drink that. All right, guys. All right, so we're still testing highs. Nvidia's literally right at the previous closing price. Right at the previous closing level here, chat. So, yeah, we still got some time. Also, I'm going to go ahead and pivot to our day trading stream now. So don't go anywhere. Again, we are going to be day trading live at the opening bell today. If you leave this stream, you're going to miss out on the day trading stream. So don't go anywhere right now, chat. If you haven't already, here is the link for the day trading stream. We're going to be covering day trading ISM. If you want to watch ISM manufacturing PMI data, here's the link right here. And as soon as you close this stream, it should automatically bring you there. If for whatever reason it doesn't, there's the link right there, right? So again, as soon as I close this stream, it should pivot you immediately to the day trading stream. Let me make sure it does. But as soon as we close this stream, it should immediately pivot you there. If it doesn't, there's the link. Check it out. And we are going to start this stream right now.